Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us today for Hanapin Marketing and WordStream's joint webinar, 8 Ways to Boost Your Holiday Sales and One-Up the Competition. My name's Chris, and I'll be your moderator for today's exciting presentation. If you want to join the conversation from today's webinar, you can include the hashtag ThinkPPC in your Twitter tweets, and also we'll be having a Q&A session at the end of the webinar, so make sure you send us your questions. To meet the experts for today's webinar, we have on the line Cassie Umidin from Hanapin Marketing. She's the account manager over there. Cassie has 5+ years of online marketing experience. She's worked with a variety of B2B and B2C verticals in e-commerce and lead generation. And Cassie has managed AdWords, Bing, and Facebook accounts with monthly budgets from $30,000 to well into 6 figures. We also have on the line Jeff Stevens from WordStream. He's the customer success specialist here. He has 3+ years of digital marketing experience with focus on inbound and paid search strategies. He has worked closely with HubSpot as a certified gold partner selling planning and executing full-blown inbound marketing campaigns. And Jeff's recently transitioned to paid search as a general strategist and client educator. So welcome, guys. So for today's agenda, we will be covering the 8 ways to boost your holiday sales, and some of these topics include PPC holiday planning strategies, remarketing for search, optimizing holiday text ads, dynamic remarketing ads, and much, much more. So we'll get into all those exciting topics. And as I mentioned, we're going to have a Q&A session at the end of the webinar, so make sure you send us your questions, and we'll get to those answers for you. So let me hand things over to Cassie. We're going to launch a few poll questions just to get a sense of who we have on the line today.
Great. Thanks for the introduction there, Chris. Hi everyone. Thanks for joining us today. And just to kind of give us an idea of everyone that's attending the webinar today, their experience level, we just have a couple questions that we'd like you to take a minute to fill out. So some of the questions we have here is just want to get an idea of how long you've been in PPC. So we have if you've been in PPC less than 1 year, select A, 1 to 3 years, select B, 3 to 5 years, B, and then 5+ years, D. So myself, I have going on about 6+ years now of agency PPC experience, so I feel like kind of a grandma PPC in a sense. And how about you, Jeff?
So I have had just about 1 year in paid search experience. A lot of my experience started out in the inbound side. So I will be right in there with you guys between those 1 to 3 years. So you'll be in good company.
All right, so let me share the results here for everyone. And just in case if you guys can't see it on your end here, 38% are less than 1 year, 33% 1 to 3 years, 21% 3 to 5 years, and 8% 5+ years. So we got a large majority of the audience today has been doing less than 1 year.
Great.
So I'll launch this next poll question here. Cassie, if you want to cover this one.
Sure. So how do you manage your accounts? This kind of just, again, gives us an idea, a little bit more information about how you're managing the accounts, and as we cover some of the information, kind of help us tailor the questions that we have, or the information that we're covering to how you manage your account. So if you guys have some time, if you could just go through and select it. So either if you've managed it yourself, if you're part of a team that manages it, or if you outsource to your account managers, or if you're rethinking how my account is managed. And I think between Jeff and myself, like I said, we have some agency experience. He said he has some in-house experience too. So I think we've got, between the two of us, a good combination to be able to relate to the people that are, or to you guys that are listening. Give it a few more minutes here for you guys to fill out the questions.
Okay, so I just launched the poll results there, and it looks like 50% of the people on the webinar today actually manage their accounts themselves. A runner-up there is 38% of I'm part of a team that manages it. 8% I outsource my account management, and 4% I'm rethinking how my account is managed. So Cassie and Jeff, are these results surprising to you?
No, it sounds about right to me. It sounds like we've got a lot of in-house people that are probably working to prepare their holiday strategies here, so hopefully we can help them out.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we have a great mix here, so I'm certainly looking forward to helping you all out.
Great. Well, thank you everyone for participating, and let me hand things over to Cassie. We'll get started.
Great. Just going to click on through here to the next slide. We already answered those questions. Great. So the first tip that we're going to cover is, before really you kind of can get into all the holiday stuff, you want to talk about just getting the planning and the strategy. So we're going to cover the PPC holiday planning strategies. So the first things that you want to take into consideration when you're planning for the holidays for PPC is kind of a given. You want to make sure that you're aware of the key online shopping days for the upcoming season. And for example, I think this past year, there's like 6 less days between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So again, those are things you just want to make sure that you've taken the time, you've done your research, and you know the key days that are coming up this holiday season. And just to give you guys some information, in 2012, during Black Friday, online sales had increased 26% and are expected to be even higher this year. So this is a good time that you're listening into the webinar, and hopefully we can give you some tips to help prepare for that, and hopefully you guys can start to see the same results yourself. So the second tip here for planning is you want to make sure that you've reviewed your last year's holiday performance. So by doing that, you want to go back, take a look at your 2012 performance. You want to do that. A couple of things that you can do is take a look at your day parting to see kind of what days are work best for your purchasers. If there's certain lulls, let's say like certain times of the day that have maybe a higher CPA or lower ROI during certain times of the day, you just want to be aware of that information. So by doing a day parting analysis can kind of give you some insight there from the prior year's performance. Also take a look at your ad copy tests, the different promotions in the ad copy that you're running last year, kind of give you an idea and a sense of what promotions worked and which ones didn't, and also looking at your ad extensions performance as well. So again, it's just kind of more taking a step back, taking a bigger picture and looking at everything as a whole. The next thing you want to take a look at or remember is, what promotions are you running and when. Typically during this time of the year, you may have a specific promotion for a Black Friday, let's say, that is running for, just on Black Friday, or maybe you have another ad that you want to run, like a precursor ad that you want to run for a couple days before kind of introducing the ad that you're going to be running on Black Friday. So you probably have a lot of variety of promotions going on. So you want to make sure that you're aware of these promotions, your team is aware of these promotions, and that you've planned around them. So you're able to cover kind of the laps in the promotions that are running. And the next thing is your budget. As we're coming towards the end of the year, your Q4, hopefully you've allocated enough budget at this time to be able to push a little extra on some of these key holiday shopping days during this time. But even if you're not, even if if you have a tight budget during the holiday season, there's different things that you can do to account for that. So again, using certain tools like ad scheduling and day parting allows you to, let's say, push on certain days and pull back on other days. So just make sure, kind of reminder that it's, marathon, not a sprint, to make sure that you've allocated, enough budget for this time of the year for, again, pushing on those key days and pulling back on days that may not convert as well. Last but not least is kind of a given here, but, make sure that you, put it on a calendar. If you have these certain promotions that are running and as they're turning on and off, you want to make sure that you and your team are aware of these days. You're setting up reminders, maybe even setting up a Google Doc or something like that where you guys can all have access, what's going on. But I think really putting it down, putting it in writing so you know what to focus on during the upcoming holiday season is really key. So, so for this upcoming year, for 2013, these are a few of the key online shopping days. So as you see, we have Thanksgiving is the 28th coming up here next week already. Holy crap. And then Black Friday, Cyber Monday is another big day as well. Green Monday, I've known about this holiday, but I really wasn't sure what it meant. If anybody's interested, apparently it was coined by eBay as one of their highest revenue days, and typically it is the second Monday in December, which is supposed to be one of the most lucrative days for retail companies, and it's a popular shopping day for kind of the last-minute holiday shoppers. So that's what Green Monday is. And then Free Shipping Day this year is December 18th, and that again, one of the biggest kind of call to actions are that really gets people to convert during the holiday time for the gift givers is free shipping stuff. So December 18th is Free Shipping Day, and that always tends to do really well. And then just, obviously Christmas Day is the 25th, and typically there's a peak in online sales the day after Christmas too. So next slide kind of shows you a little bit of just to give you a visual of this. This is a screenshot of some performance from 2012 from last year, Q4 seasonal trends. So as you can see there, on Thanksgiving and Black Friday, these huge peaks as far as performance in online shopping, and as they keep moving, people keep shopping earlier and earlier. Even on Thanksgiving is a big day for online shoppers. So as you can see there, this Cyber Monday we have the 14th there. That was the Free Shipping Day, I believe, and then this other little peak here was December 26th, the day after Christmas. So again, just to kind of give you a visual to see how those key days perform throughout the season. So next we're going to cover some holiday campaign best practices. So as far as a couple of the topics here, we're going to touch on the holiday themes and hot buttons. So during the holiday season, customers, their purchase intent moves from being actually like purchasing for oneself to maybe giving gifts. So it's important to recognize the shift in the purchase cycle and be able to build keywords and campaigns around these key trigger items for the gift giver. So the gift giver is going to be more conscious about maybe purchasing a very specific item to what's on a list, or a deal, because they're maybe purchasing for a lot of people. So it's important to make sure you're very descriptive in your ad copy, and offer different promotions and free shipping examples. And I know Jeff later on in the presentation is going to give some really great examples of that. Next that we find is a best practice for holiday campaigns, just because the performance is so different than your typical campaigns, especially for e-commerce stuff, is that it's helpful to break out your campaigns by either campaign or ad group by performance or promotion. So either segment your campaign or your ad groups out for high performing products, or promotions such as like your Black Friday or Cyber Monday campaigns, for example. One benefit to segmenting the campaigns out by campaign is that it allows you to be able to use campaign start and end dates. So if you want to start a campaign at a certain date or turn it off at a certain time, you can use start and end dates to do that. So another item that we're going to talk about as far as best practices is kind of content caveats. So in preparing for your promotional deal, it may be a successful strategy to release your ads about 2 to 3 days before the sale begins, just to kind of give the user something to kind of salivate over, or before the promotion actually starts. But a quick warning to that when you're doing that, before you set these ads live for, let's say, like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or free shipping, must be within 3 clicks of the landing page. Still applies. So even including this holiday season. So you want to make sure that that landing page is ready before you take your ads live. So that's just one thing to be prepared. So you want to get everything ready, but unless your landing page is ready, you really don't want to take those two live, because you can get your ads disapproved for that. So the other item as far as best practices, holiday best practices we'll touch on, is mobile adjustments. As this year has been a real big push for mobile, and it's just important that you have a unique strategy for your mobile campaigns. So you want to make sure that you adjust your mobile bid modifiers to prepare for increased competition over the holiday season. And Google states that 84% of shoppers will be shopping on their phones while in a store. So you want to make sure that you're ready to compete in this space. And no, while you can't adjust for, let's say, tablet bid modifiers in AdWords, you can in Bing, so you want to make sure that you are analyzing the data, looking at it, and then adjusting your bid modifiers accordingly for mobile and desktop. And so moving on to is talking about day parting. And as I mentioned, it came to allocating budget and stuff too. There's going to be, days where you may want to push more. Let's say like on Black Friday or Cyber Monday, you want for certain campaigns or ad groups you want to, allocate more budget during those times. So you want to adjust your bid modifiers, and maybe some of the other days that aren't as big, during the week you want to pull back more. Certain hours of the day you want to pull back just to kind of, help increase that efficiency, and then push on the days that you need to, and then pull back on the days where maybe it may not be as relevant for you. So those are a couple items that you can do. Just want to make sure that you run that report. You want to review it regularly. Just to, you can look at your performance from last year to see, to kind of get an idea. But you want to, review it regularly as the days go on to see if that same kind of trends are carrying on to 2013, and then adjust. You can adjust them as often as you want. So you want to make sure that you're just keeping an eye on those as well. And as I mentioned, one of the benefits to breaking the campaigns out is being able to use campaign start and end dates. You can adjust those under your settings tab there, and then set for your campaigns to start on certain days and turn off on other ones. So that's just another option when it comes to setting up your holiday campaigns that you can do. So just to elaborate a little bit more on the mobile here. So as we can see here, when it comes to mobile, it says that 85% of users look at the top 2 positions, and only 9% are looking at the position 3 through 6. So it's important to make sure that you're optimizing your ad copy and your landing page, and that you're really in a good position when it comes to your mobile ads. And Jeff will talk about this a little bit more too. There's also a recent research conducted with Nielsen that showed that 48% of mobile consumers started their purchase journey with paid or organic search. So people are using mobile ads in the paid search space. So it's important to make sure that you're being competitive there. I know this year has been a big push for mobile, and some people have kind of not wanted to jump into it so well, but these numbers are really proving that it's kind of time to jump on the bandwagon here, especially in e-commerce. So in another section here when it comes to mobile is Google's been rolling out their estimated total conversions to allow some more information when it comes to cross-channel attribution. And one of the recent, I think it was in early November, Google started rolling up their click-to-call conversions into the conversion column. So that's will be a helpful tool to allow you to be able to use some of their automated bidding solutions, such as like CPA bidding, to account for some of those the mobile click-to-call conversions. Now, Google has always offered click-to-call. It just has been in a separate column, and you really haven't been able to apply, let's say, custom bidding strategies to that. So now that that's available, like I said, it rolls it all up into the conversion column, so you can utilize these tools. And if you still want to be able to view what conversions are coming from the actual click-to-call, the mobile ads, to view those, you can view them in your campaign. You just need to segment by conversion, and then within there will be a conversion that's called calls from ads, and that will allow you to be able they're just huge for e-commerce. They if for those of you that aren't familiar with what product listings are, product listing ads are a part of Google Shopping, and what they let you do is they allow you to show products of your product along with prices and product names right in the search result when people are shopping on google.com. So a couple of things, kind of some best practices in getting your PLA campaigns holiday ready is one thing I find really helpful to do. Again, kind of the same strategies we talked about before is, I like to create a brand new campaign for my PLA campaign, just so after the holiday season's over with, I can turn back on my campaign to the way it was and just get that up and running again. So I find it helpful to kind of segment those out. The next thing that you're going to want to do is make sure you have your feed updated. You're going to want to make sure that you've taken a look at it, you've filled in all the gaps, that you have all the color information, the brand, all those sizes, and all the information that a user could be looking for. You just want to make sure that you're covering all of their needs. And then when it comes to the shipping, so as we mentioned before, like free shipping is a huge for online shoppers during this time of the year. So you're going to want to make sure that you go into your merchant center and update your in your settings, update your free shipping options, and then you're also going to want to make sure that you've adjusted that in your actual data feed as well. And then you're also going to want to make sure that you update your new promotional ads as soon as possible, so you allow enough time to get them all approved, and so you're not, again, messing around with any sort of disapprovals as we come up to this, to the key dates. And then mobile PLA. So mobile PLA is another huge, as people are shopping and looking for things, it's another great channel. So you want to make sure that that you're involved in it and that you're optimized for it. And then recently Google Shopping has expanded their targets, so they've expanded this into some other countries, some including like Austria, Belgium, a few other companies, or countries. So you want to make sure that if those are countries that are available to you, that you're opted into those to those countries as well. Oops, went too far. I'll go back. Oh, sorry guys, I clicked too far. Sorry, I'm trying to click back. Apologies for the inconvenience there. Great, so again, just expanding a little bit more on the PLA. So as I had mentioned, some of the different countries that the PLA has been expanding into is Austria, Belgium, Denmark, Mexico, Norway, Poland, and Sweden and Turkey are some of the other countries that PLA has expanded into. So you'll have to create a separate feed for each country, but those are some great new opportunities for you guys. And then I wanted to expand a little bit more on mobile here. So one of the recent updates that Google Shopping has done to the mobile PLAs is they've added kind of a swipe bar at the top that allows you to swipe through the mobile through the PLA ads. And so far we've seen one online retail or clothing retailer saw a 537% increase in conversions and a 77% increase in ROAS. So the numbers are there and it's performing well. So if you are if you're not opted into mobile, you want to make sure that you're opted in for your mobile PLA campaigns as well. Okay. Oops. And, so the next topic that we're going to talk about is remarketing for search campaigns. So remarketing for search was in beta for a while, and it's a new feature that's come out, and it's been very successful. And as you can see, there was another online retailer, tire retailer, that saw 161% in conversion rate increase, and then with a 22% overall sales increase. So for those of you that aren't familiar with what it is, so remarketing for search is pretty much what it sounds like. It's basically letting you take the benefits that you do get from remarketing and display and use them in the Google Search Network. So it allows you to target people who have already been to your site, visit a specific page, and then search for a specific term. So an example for that is, let's say you sell computers. So someone has come to your site looking to buy a computer as a gift, but at some point in the buying cycle, they're early in the buying cycle, so they're just looking at prices, and since they visited your site but they didn't convert, they now have a cookie on their site and are part of your audience list. So every time they search anything related to your product, like computer cables or computer accessories, your ad will be displayed and reminding them of your product. So what it allows you to do is to be able to take a very targeted list. So you have the list of people that you're showing your ads to are you've already spent this money in a sense, so they've already clicked on your ad. So you want to make sure that you're trying to get them to convert at this point. They're very relevant. They're ready to purchase. They're interested in the product. So it's a great opportunity, and it's been really successful in the display market. So this is a cool feature that Google has released that allows you to kind of take advantage of some of those same benefits in the display network and put them into the search network. So how it works is basically you set up a search campaign as you normally would, and then you can create, you need to just opt into your audiences, and you can select a specific target a specific list that you've already created. So if you're already using remarketing for display, you can use that same list to target to the users. And so one key strategy, let's say, for the holiday season, and why I think this whole remarketing for search is going to be huge for the holiday time period is that because it gives you an opportunity, even if you have a small budget, it gives you the opportunity to be able to bid on some of those maybe more highly competitive terms that you wouldn't typically bid on. So for example, let's say you're an online e-commerce client that sells like custom gifts or personalized gifts, and you wouldn't normally want to bid on just the keyword, Christmas gifts during this time of the year and broad. That would be crazy. It's been a ridiculous amount of money. The ROI would be terrible on it. So, but when you're using it for marketing and search, you have such a very targeted list that allows you the opportunity to bid on some of those more highly competitive terms like that, because again, they've already showed interest. They're more likely to convert, and so it gives you an opportunity to bid on those, and you can create very specific ad copy to try to get that user to convert. You can also, similar to how you would for display, you can targeting those shopping cart abandoners. So people that have gotten to your shopping cart, they click on the keyword, click on your ad, and they've gotten the shopping cart, but they haven't converted. You can send them those ads reminding them, kind of encouraging them, like, hurry, the sale's ending. Just some options there to try to get that user to convert. And again, you have the ability to, let's say, create a specific list where you can target let's say a user that has already converted, and you want to offer, let's say, maybe existing customers a specific promotion, or maybe you want to encourage those those people that have converted to purchase a stocking stuff or maybe something additional to whatever they purchased. It just gives you the ability to create specific lists to target to those people, similar to as you were able to for display. You can now do that for search. And then, as I mentioned too, it just allows you the ability to create these very highly targeted audience lists. And I personally have had great success with this program so far. Like I said, it was in beta for about a year, and then it recently rolled out to, I think, everybody now starting in July. So if you're not using it, it's definitely a great tool to incorporate into your PPC program, especially for the holiday season. I think now I'm going to turn this over to Jeff to talk about optimizing holiday text ads.
All right, thank you so much, Cassie. That was a great first half of the presentation. Lots of really good content there, so I hope that was very helpful to everybody on the line. So again, just as a quick introduction, my name is Jeff. I'm a customer success specialist here at WordStream. And today I'm going to be going through text ad updates, landing page updates, as well as ad extensions and dynamic remarketing. But let's go ahead and start by looking at optimizing your holiday text ads. So there's a lot of fun that you can have with this, and this is certainly an area where you'd want to maybe flex your creative muscles a little bit. And we're going to go with 3 key areas of focus for ad text. So first of all, we're going to focus on holiday messaging and language and actually incorporating that into the text of your ads. Then we're going to talk about implementing your seasonal promotions and special offers right there in the ad text. And of course, last but not least, we're going to talk about building out your ads and optimizing for clicks. So, kind of a no-brainer here. For this holiday season, you're going to want to create new text ads that incorporate some level of language and messaging that's geared towards holiday shoppers and searchers. The way that you do this and the way that you implement your different styling and messaging is probably going to vary depending on your consumer focus. So for here, there's kind of 3 overarching examples that we can work with. So for e-commerce retailers, you really want to be able to emphasize the giving spirit of the season. Just be as positive as possible in your ad text. Really mention the ability to avoid going to crowded stores by actually shopping with you online. And if you have guaranteed in-stock items, that's a big ticket that you should promote in your actual ad text. And we're going to go through a couple examples here too, so keep that in mind. Now, if you're in the consumer services industry, so perhaps you're offering spa packages or travel deals or something along those lines, you're going to want to emphasize your holiday specials and unique holiday-specific services. So if you have packages that you're specifically trying to promote during the holiday season, make that known in your ad text by adding some color to that actual offer. So if you had a spa package that was just what you would typically, what you would typically sell, and then maybe you have a special package that is like a holiday-themed spa session, you would want to make people very much aware of that in your actual ad text by adding some colorful language there. Also try and emphasize any temporary seasonal changes to your offering. If there are any pricing changes or anything like that, or if you're expanding your availability or anything along those lines, definitely make that known. For B2B companies, it might be a little bit more difficult to be, super creative and kind of outside of the box with your ad text. But really during this time of year, you're going to look to, use language that emphasizes time sensitivity, year-end deals and availability. For B2B companies at this period of time, it's really all about trying to get in those last-minute deals and trying to get those last-minute, those last-minute offers out there and trying to develop as many clients as you can through your paid search efforts. So really emphasize those time sensitivity features of your offer and any additional availability that you would have. So for a couple of examples for excellent holiday messaging being incorporated into actual text ads, I just did a query on fleece jackets. We can see here that Kohl's popped up for us. Dream a little dream this season, shop women's Columbia section. This is just a great creative text ad. It's very simple, but it allows you to really go in and see that, Kohl's is trying to speak to me, the holiday shopper, and they're trying to just, maybe inject a little bit of humor and or just positivity into the ad text. Really remember that, the majority of the times that you're looking at the search engine result pages, a lot of the text ads that you see there can sound pretty robotic and just unattractive in general. A lot of people are trying to use workarounds like using dynamic keyword insertion and a bunch of other strategies to kind of create these uniform text ads that are just easy to implement and scale. But if you really devote the time and try and get creative and really put some focus on your ad text, you can certainly stand out from the crowd. So this second example here for a query on winter candles, again, we have some great holiday-oriented ad text. We even have a targeted display URL there with the holiday tag at the end. Just always remember to stay positive, emphasize that giving spirit of the season, and really my overarching message to you here in terms of messaging and language in your ad text is to really do not be afraid to be creative and test things out, see what works for you, and try and think a little bit outside of the box. So on those same lines, we're going to now discuss actually implementing your seasonal promotions and special offers right there in the ad text. So no-brainer here. Create new text ads that actually have those seasonal offers included in them. Emphasize time sensitivity, any unique bonus offers that you have just for the holidays. For our e-commerce folks out there, here's a couple of really good examples of items that work well in terms of promotional ad text. Including actual coupon codes in the ad text is huge. And if you can do that, also include your % off offer, or maybe you just have a % off offer that's working across your entire product base. If you incorporate free shipping, this was mentioned earlier, free shipping is a huge benefit to any online shopper. Always emphasize that if you have that availability. And some of you probably already use that in your ad text, but if you are not, make sure you include that promotion in some manner. It's a big one that converts a lot of searchers. Perhaps you have a free gift box that you can include with your actual items, so make sure you can emphasize that as well if there's space for you. If you have a guaranteed delivery date, that's going to be an enormously successful promotion for you given this this holiday rush. We all remember the horror stories of people trying to get their Tickle Me Elmos in store and online. It was extremely difficult, and those companies that had that guaranteed delivery certainly won out in that competition. Also, if you have any pre-prepared gift sets, so things that are already packaged for a holiday deal or for a holiday shopper, these are going to be excellent promotions to make people aware of in your actual ad text. For consumer services, kind of similar to the messaging line, you really want to emphasize last-minute offers for forgetful shoppers, any year-end deals that you have, and any offers that kind of extend beyond the traditional holiday season. That's actually a pretty big one. If you, if you know that your offer is going to extend outside of the holiday season, you should still be looking to promote that as strongly as you can in your ad text, especially during these coming months. Even though it may be somewhat misleading that your offer is going to extend past a certain period of time, being able to get that in front of people as quickly as possible and tie it into this holiday season is going to be big. And if anything, you're going to please your customers even further if you extend that offer beyond just the holiday period. For B2B companies, again, emphasize those year-end deals, any special discounted pricing that you might have on your offerings. About 65% of publicly traded companies are indeed entering a new fiscal year at the start of the actual new year. So if you do have any sort of special promotions that run based on that that industry change or transition, certainly make those known in your ad text as well. And of course, kind of similar to consumer services and any service-oriented business, ensure that you are emphasizing extended promotions if you do have them that go beyond just the holiday season. So some more examples here about actually incorporating your specials and promotions in your ad text. Here's a query for designer scarves. We have an Ann Taylor ad here. This is an excellent ad in that it gives us a coupon code that's very easy to remember, and it also communicates the actual % off offer that code is communicating here. Not only that, but we see that we have our keyword being emphasized in bolded text in the headline there. So again, we have a very good targeted text ad that incentivizes me even further with that coupon code and % off offer. This query here for holiday lights, I really like this ad because not only does it incorporate that coupon code as well as your % offer, but it has holiday-themed ad text as well as a holiday-themed display URL. Also, the offer itself, while it is targeted to a search for holiday lights, you can see that they're letting you know that they have additional items that they can offer beyond just lights. They also have holiday decor available. So not only is this a targeted ad for holiday shoppers, but it also communicates an even more general offer that I'm probably going to look into. So this is telling me that maybe I want to shop here not only for my holiday lights, but for some additional holiday decoration items. And this last query here, winter travel deals. I like this ad because it's incorporating some sense of urgency there on the last line. It also shows us a % off offer, and we have targeted holiday text and a targeted holiday display URL. So it's very easy to tell that we're looking at specific holiday travel discounts when we follow this particular ad and land on their landing page. So all these are great examples. Although they're, it may intimidate you that these are some of the bigger players in the industry and such, but really, mirror your ad text off of these examples. It doesn't matter how large or small you are. If you're being creative and if you're incorporating the right promotions and doing it the right way, meaning you're staying within Google's policy guidelines for text ads, the chances of you standing out among the crowd are even greater, and that's overall going to help you boost that click-through rate and capitalize on those holiday shoppers. Now, to wrap up on text ads and to kind of go into that third point for optimizing for clicks, I'm just going to use kind of the ultimate holiday text ad here as a great example of how you can outfit your text ad to be the best possible opportunity to induce a click. So here we're looking at a text ad that popped up for Pottery Barn, and there are a couple features that I want to point out. First of all, right in that headline, I did indeed do a search query for winter decorations. So we have a relevant keyword that's appearing in our headline there. Not only that, but they've actually modified their headline so that they include the official Pottery Barn URL. So we know that we're looking at one of the official text ads for them. Potentially they use dynamic keyword insertion in their actual headline. So that might be also a reason why that text is bolded for you. The actual description lines here, where it says holiday trim, gifts, and accessories for the season from Pottery Barn, that's incorporating some great holiday messaging for us. So that goes back into our point of using that language and messaging to your advantage to stand out amongst those other text ads. you have a call extension that's enabled alongside your location extension. So we're letting you know that there is indeed a Pottery Barn store nearby, and you might want to visit it. And we have a call extension enabled so that you can call directly into the store and ask about any availability if you need to. There's some level of social media integration. Social media integration is going to open a lot of doors for you. Here, we're just seeing that Pottery Barn has a certain number of followers on Google+. When you integrate your text ads with social media and just your AdWords campaigns in general, that's going to look very favorably in Google's eyes. It will potentially have impacts on your own ad rank algorithm calculation as well as your quality scores. Connecting to social media can open the door to review extensions as well. So just know that you do have that availability, and it will typically help your ads stand out from the crowd. And finally, site links are enabled for this ad. So we have 4 site links that are being displayed. Not only are they actually enabled and being displayed prominently, but they have targeted landing pages that have been created as site links as well. So not only can we shop for general holiday stuff based on this this ad if we clicked into it, we could also click into Thanksgiving-specific holiday items, gift items, holiday decor, as well as Christmas-specific items. So this is just a great example of an ad that kind of incorporates all of those additional extensions and features that you can tie into your text ads, in addition to that customization in the messaging and the promotional language to really give you your best possible chance to have your ad be clicked on. So this is probably what you want to aim for if you want to optimize for clicks. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move forward with landing page optimization. And so for this topic, we're going to look at 2 key areas of focus. The first area is ensuring that your landing pages are aligned with your ad text, as well as the search context, so what somebody actually typed into their search URL bar, and also outfitting your landing pages to actually drive for conversions and emphasize that conversion activity. So first, along the lines of alignment with ad text and search context, you want to make sure that you're prominently displaying promotions and specials that are also communicated in your ad text. So here we have an LL Bean text ad that I arrived on for a winter jacket search. In that headline, we see the 10% offer is being communicated alongside that actual coupon code. And then when you actually click on that ad, you're arriving at a landing page that has that promotion right at the top of the fold, and it gives you the details on that promo pretty much as easily as possible. So keep in mind that you always have to have your promo information and capability within 1 to 3 clicks of your actual offer. So always look to bring that offer above the fold and create that certain alignment between your text ad and your actual landing page so people know exactly what they can do to take advantage of the offer that you communicated in your ad text. So it should be a no-brainer during this season. If you have the ability to create custom landing pages fairly quickly, or you have an excellent design team in-house, certainly think about using seasonal color themes and images on your landing pages. This is an extremely kitschy example, so I apologize if you're getting bombarded with Christmas cheer here, but it's pretty apparent that when you land on this page, you are indeed shopping for Christmas items. You have an excellent promotion being emphasized right at the top of the page in that banner to save 10%, and really it's it's a pretty much a no-brainer here that you're going to be shopping for Christmas items on this page, and this is an excellent retailer to visit because they've certainly taken the time to let you know that they have great offers for you during this holiday season. You've heard it many times, and you're going to hear it again. You want to create mobile optimized landing pages, especially if you are emphasizing mobile, your mobile strategy throughout the holiday season. There are a lot of great services out there that are relatively low cost that can create mobile optimized landing pages for you if you're working in-house like a lot of you are. There are services like WordStream that include a landing page builder. HubSpot allows you to do a lot of great mobile customization for your landing pages. And really, you got to think about exactly how somebody might land on one of your landing pages on a mobile device. So let's just work through an example, right? So you have somebody on Christmas morning, they get a brand new iPad or iPhone. Not only that, but they had an awesome Christmas. So they got a $50 Amazon gift card in their stocking as well. So what do you think the first thing is that they're going to do? They're going to shop, and they're probably going to do it on their brand new shiny mobile device. So you really want to be there to capture that that type of an audience, because mobile traffic spikes enormously during holiday seasons, especially on those gift-giving days. So definitely make sure that you have mobile optimized landing pages created and active in your campaign so that when you do have a mobile searcher land on your text ad and click through, they're going to have an excellent mobile experience that aligns with their entire search context. Also, on your landing pages, it's big to enable social sharing and customize your default sharing messages. So here we have a landing pages for moosejaw.com. They're a great kind of sportswear, outdoor wear retailer here. And you can see that on this landing pages for fleece jackets, we have 3 options to share on social media networks. So we're looking at a Facebook like, a follow button for Twitter, and also a follow button for Pinterest. Adding some level of social media integration to your landing pages is going to be a great opportunity to give the searcher a more dynamic experience while they're landing on your page. And it's also going to allow you to do some level of self-promotion. So if people are finding good stuff on your landing pages and they like your offers, chances are they're going to want to share that with their friends on social networks. A lot of upper female demographics tend to share a lot on Pinterest, and there's plenty of other demographics that share across Facebook and Twitter, so always take advantage of that if you can. And one of the cool features about social sharing on landing pages is that, depending on the tool that you are using to develop your landing pages, you'll likely have the option to actually customize your sharing message. So if somebody were to click on that Facebook like button and they wanted to share directly from that page, you could have a default message in there that is holiday specific so that when they do share that message, it has that holiday theme. So that kind of takes us through through optimizing landing pages. And now what I'm going to do is just go into a discussion about experimenting with dynamic remarketing. So our 7th tip here, dynamic remarketing is a new form of remarketing that is extremely useful for e-commerce advertisers. This program actually automatically creates customized ads and presents them to anyone who has visited your product pages in the past. And these actual ads remind them of items that they've seen or bought in the past and suggests other products that they might like, or it might be suggesting the same product that they were considering but did not actually convert on. So this feature is actually only available for retailers with Google Merchant Center accounts, but in the future, Google is hoping to expand to additional sectors to allow you to take advantage of dynamic remarketing. And you can find your dynamic remarketing code and set up your image ads directly through the AdWords interface. And as you prepare for the holiday season, and if you're experimenting with this dynamic remarketing feature, be sure that you're creating optimal ads by doing a couple different things. So you can test with different ad layouts to see what drives a bigger response from your audience. So we can see a couple examples of ad layouts here for dynamic remarketing. You're relatively limited to the actual formats of your ad simply because you're going to work with the templates that Google provides. But you do have some additional customization. So along the same lines as ways that you would want to test out this feature is also by testing out button colors and particular call to action phrases that can allow people to convert and drive their attention towards your ads. Also, think about testing a variety of value propositions. So whether or not you want to incorporate some sort of promotional text, if you can fit it there, just really, look to experiment with these formats. You're kind of constrained again with the templates that are available to you, but overall, you're going to have a lot of options to experiment with if you take up dynamic remarketing. And just know that it's a really great way to capture that audience who has visited your pages, landed on particular products and maybe have not converted or converted in the past, and you want to communicate additional items to them. So it's a great feature for those holiday shoppers that maybe need that extra ping of a reminder to go ahead and complete their purchase because they were actually planning on buying a couple of pairs of shoes for additional members of their family or what have you. So it's a great way to draw attention back to your site across other areas in the Google Display Network. All right, and so our last topic today is going to be looking at ad extensions, and in particular, we're going to emphasize the fact that ad extensions now impact ad rank. So ad extensions in general are a critical component to include in your advertising campaigns. In fact, Google recently updated the ad rank algorithm to incorporate extensions. So if you've not yet implemented these extensions, you may see your position begin to decline in some way, maybe incrementally or even dramatically if you have none of these ad extensions enabled. This could have dangerous implications during the competitive holiday season. So I'm going to continue to emphasize that you want to enable as many ad extensions as you can as they are applicable to your own business. So for the good news, ad extensions are very simple to set up. They require minimal maintenance, and they have no additional cost that's associated with them. Ad extensions are eligible to appear anytime your ad is in position 1, 2, or 3, and your call extensions and location extensions can also appear when you're in the sidebar. Google offers a wide variety of ad extensions. It's up to you to identify which ones are the best fit for your particular business. And keep in mind that you can essentially enable as many of these different types of extensions as you would like for your campaigns. Google is indeed going to select the extensions that they believe are most relevant to show based on what you have enabled, and also based on the keywords that are being searched and triggering your ads for. So without further ado, let's go ahead and look at the ad extensions that you should be using during this holiday season. Number 1 on our list is site link extensions. I would definitely consider these the king of all ad extensions because they really should appear in almost every advertiser's account. If you don't have them, we're going to recommend that you do. As you can see from this particular example, site links allow you to include additional lines below your text ad that are linking to your website. So not only does this allow you to give searchers the ability to choose exactly what they want to see based on what you're offering in your site links, but it also boosts the overall size and prominence of your actual ad itself. So you can see here that there are 4 site links that are being displayed in kind of a table format, and you can click into these and get additional pieces of content and landing pages from RadioShack.com. In my earlier example with kind of the ultimate text ad, we had 6 site links that were being displayed. And with site links, you can customize these actual landing pages just as you would any other page on your site. So if you want to create custom site links for the holiday season, I would certainly recommend doing so and implementing those on your text ads and making sure that your site link extensions are actually enabled for your campaigns. Now, you should be enabling site link extensions year-round. However, during the holidays, be sure to adjust your site link extensions to reflect the season. So I just mentioned, create those Thanksgiving-focused product pages, Christmas-focused, or what have you. If you have that capability, it's going to really help you out with converting even more qualified traffic and presenting qualified content that really is going to give your searchers an excellent experience as they continue to be familiar with your brand and potentially convert on one of your offers. Now, if you've already incorporated site links, but you're looking to take them to the next level, remember that Google recently released the options to enable ad group site links, dayparting for site links as well, and mobile-specific site links. So you can have a lot of customization going on for your site links. Also, you can experiment with enhanced site links, which are going to allow you to add custom text below each site link itself. So if you're using enhanced site links, you would actually be able to add maybe 20 to 25 characters of text underneath these site link extensions to add even more color to the content that is on that page. All right, so additional extensions to consider are location extensions and call extensions. So while you do not need to tweak call and location extensions to reflect the holiday season, it's always critical that they are enabled to encourage shoppers to interact with your company in more ways than just clicking through your text ad. So as you can see from these examples, call extensions allow searchers to call advertisers directly from the ad text. So on desktops, you can actually see the number itself and dial right there. On mobile devices, you can include your phone number as just that, only your phone number in the headline, or you can just have your phone number as a click-to-call button as well as your a direct link to your website there. So you can see that there are a couple different ways that your click-to-call button can be displayed. If you want to track calls that are derived from your AdWords campaigns, you do have the opportunity to enable a Google call forwarding number, which is essentially a custom number that Google creates for you. And then you can set a call duration that will essentially qualify that call as a conversion, and you can start tracking call conversions directly in the AdWords interface. Now, location extensions in general are beneficial to local advertisers who have brick-and-mortar storefronts that they would actually want to drive foot traffic towards. So for these, all you need to do is actually plug in your address, and your location extension will display for you. You need to be in one of those top 3 extensions or positions to get this extended location extension. At times, you might even have an actual Google map that appears next to your actual ad if you're in one of those top 3 positions that will include your location information. And there are actually some additional extensions that you might not be aware of. So Google seems to be perpetually testing new ad extensions, so we are likely to see many new formats come to light in the next few months. A couple of those that we're looking at here are review extensions, which were recently released in AdWords. So this is, you're integrating your Google Plus account in addition to your third-party review sites, and as you can see, they give advertisers the opportunity to incorporate a third-party review right there in their ad text. Google's even been experimenting with the use of Google Plus profiles and reviews being shown in the ad text. So somewhat creepy, but occasionally you can see a review show up that has a Google Plus profile image, the actual name of the user, and one line from their review for this particular organization that you arrived on their ad text for. So that is something that might be coming down the pipeline that you could see. Review extensions just like these, where you're working with third-party reviews, are already enabled. So since AdWords rarely permits the use of superlatives in your ads that are unsubstantiated, this is a great opportunity to brag about your company through those third-party reviews. Also, image extensions here, those allow you to show a variety of images along with your ads. So if you're interested in implementing these, definitely, I believe they are in beta currently, so they're only available to a few people. However, if you're working with somebody who's tapped into Google, you can typically get them enabled for you by just working with that rep, and they'll be able to take care of that for you and get this enabled on your campaign. But in general, image extensions are just a great add-on to your ad text, especially for like travel deals and anything where you really want to say, you communicate 1,000 words in a photograph, right? So having that image extension enabled is a powerful way to make your ad text actually stand out there. All right, everybody, so that takes us here to the end of our content, and those are the 8 tips to get you through the holiday season. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn it back over to Chris, who opened up the webinar for you guys, and he's going to take us through the last few bits of our presentation.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff, and thank you, Cassie. That was great content. So the last poll question here, so we'll get into the Q&A session. So I just wanted to present a couple of our offers here. From WordStream, we have a free demo of our PPC management platform, PPC Advisor, and what essentially that is it's our platform that it really makes PPC easier for you. We have this great feature called the 20-minute PPC work week, which here at WordStream we kind of joke around. It's like the 20-minute abs for PPC. So it gives you suggestions, helps you optimize your campaigns in 20 minutes a week. And we have studies that shown that if you do 20 minutes of work in your account each week, you can really boost your account performance. We also have a great offer from Hanapin, which is a free one-on-one solutions blueprint if you're spending over 20K spend per month. And Cassie, do you want to elaborate more on that offer?
Yeah, so for those of you that aren't familiar with what the solution blueprint is basically it's an account analysis. So what we'll do is, if you're interested in it, we'll sit down with one of our senior account analysts, and we'll sit down and do a one-on-one session to go through your account, kind of give you some ideas for some recommendations to improve. So yeah, so if you're interested and you're spending about $20,000 or more a month, let us know.
Awesome. So let's get right into Q&A here. We have a lot of great questions from everyone, so thanks for sending them along. The first question here is the holidays puts us all on a much tighter and more frantic schedule. Do you have any suggestions for how long to test different text and remarketing ads given the short time frame?
So I'll jump in on text ads. For text ads themselves, first of all, if you're overwhelmed with your work, I would emphasize, maybe making just 2 additional ads per ad group that you can test against each other, and maybe go on a 1 to 2 week period of testing for those ads. That should be enough to give you an idea of which ones are performing best for you. And if you have those 2 variations, you can just do that quick A/B test. So certainly if you're pressed for time, 2 weeks is a good time frame. And if you want to rush, maybe you can get some definitive data within 1 week as well.
Yeah, and same thing when it comes to remarketing stuff, or remarketing ads too. You're going to get a lot more traffic, so you should be able to make decisions on the performance of the ads a lot sooner. So, and again, kind of the same thing goes with text ads as remarketing too. Maybe just tighten up the amount of ads that you're running. So again, 2 ads would probably be sufficient.
Great, thanks guys. So the next question we have here is I think this is for the slide that you did, Jeff, on the seasonal promotion examples. How can these techniques work for local specific businesses focus only on local customers to click?
That's a really good question. And I certainly see that you're looking at some of these big players in the market, right? And they have all these different opportunities to incorporate promotions and coupon codes and all that good stuff. For locally based businesses, let's say you are a mom and pop like chocolate shop, right? And you're in the center of town. This is the only area that you really cater towards. What you can do, first of all, make sure you're doing that refined location targeting in your actual account, and then in your ad text itself. Just be a little bit creative with the actual promotions you have. So maybe you have like a special holiday gift package that you're only offering during a week-long period. You can say in your ad text, 1 week only, holiday chocolate packages or something like that. You want to, when you're local and you're trying to drive foot traffic, you want to really emphasize maybe that sense of urgency and that timing. I think timing and sense of urgency is going to be the biggest thing to emphasize in your ad text. Don't bother going about to try and set up coupon codes and incorporating these knockdown, drag-out offers. If you know kind of what you do for the holiday season and what your typical packages are, emphasize those and just really focus on emphasizing that you are that local business, have those location extensions enabled, and just communicate that time sensitivity. I think that's going to be the biggest one, especially if you're in a smaller region, a smaller market.
Great. So this next question is for Cassie. So you touched on the remarketing for search ads. The question is, do you have to place a separate pixel for remarketing for search ads?
So you do not. So if you're already running a marketing display campaign, you can use the same pixel that's been placed. And if you're not running it in your AdWords account, AdWords will automatically create a marketing pixel for you. So you just need to go into your under your shared libraries, audiences, and it will from there you'll be able to click on your marketing tag, and that'll give you the tag that you need to place on your page. And one thing to note about that too is if you go in there and if you are currently running a marketing list on display, you may notice that the user list for search is going to be different than your display list. And one of the reasons for that is they use a different cookie for their marketing for search ads, so that's why it's different. And there's times where you can only target certain specific sites for search versus display. So that's why it's a little bit different. But to answer your question, you do not need to use a different pixel.
Awesome. And so we got a lot of questions on some of the examples that we had. They actually had the star rating in the reviews. A lot of people were asking, how do you get the review stars in your ad?
Sure. So that's a great question. Essentially, you need to, it's being based off of your Google Plus business profile. So what you need to do is create an actual profile for your organization on Google Plus, and then from there you incorporate it. You actually connect it to your AdWords account, and then when you go into your extension library, essentially to enable extensions, it's going to be something called Review Extensions. It's essentially going to pull in what you have connected to your Google Plus account for your particular organization. There's a lot of great literature that can help you through that actual process, but it's kind of that three-step process. Create that profile, connect it to your AdWords account, and then enable those review extensions.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. The next question we have here is, how many text ads should I customize per ad group?
So I would say, kind of going to that earlier question, if you're pressed for time, and just in general, create like 2 text ads per ad group that are unique to the holiday season. You can A/B test those over the course of 1 to 2 weeks. So I would always recommend sticking with like 2 custom ads. Don't overwhelm yourself if you have so much going on in your account. You can't create, 3 or 4 variations for every ad group. So I typically recommend sticking with just 2 of those and testing them out against each other for a quick period for like 1 to 2 weeks, and then let the one that's winning out run for the rest of the holiday season, and that's going to give you some great insight into what you should probably stick with the next time around, as because you probably have, if it's the first time creating these custom text ads for the holidays, just keep them online, pause them, and know that you can re-enable the ones that were the best performance for you next time around.
Perfect. Thanks, Jeff. So I think we have enough time for one last question here. We're going a little bit over, and the question is for Cassie. Are you able to use DKI in your PLA ad promotions?
Yeah. So unfortunately, you're not able to use the dynamic keyword insertion in your PLA promotions, and the reason is that your PLA campaigns don't use keywords to target. You're using the auto target to target there. So the DKI uses the keywords in your ad group to inject into your ad, and because there's no keywords in your PLA program, in your PLA campaigns, you're not able to use the DKI ads. One thing, though, however, that is important to do is to regularly run search query reports for your PLA campaigns. So you're going through and you're excluding traffic, maybe irrelevant traffic that your ads are showing up on. So to answer your question, no, you cannot use the DKI ads in the PLA ad promotions.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Cassie and Jeff, for all the insight that you shared with us today. Sorry, going a little ahead here. And thank you, everyone, for attending. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to sign up. We have a free trial as well as of our PPC management software, and you can get that at www.wordstream.com/ppc-free-trial. And you can also sign up if you missed the special offer for Hanapin. You can sign up for that free solutions blueprint. That's at www.hanapinmarketing.com/solutions-blueprint-sign-up. And the Hanapin and WordStream contact phone numbers are on the screen right now as well, so feel free to give us a call if you have any additional questions. And again, thank you very much for attending today, and we hope to see you on our next webinar.